Well, I didn't know we were fucking filming, you silly bitch.
Yeah, him.
Caught you off guard there, didn't I?
I was just about to snort a line, that's okay. Yeah, right, lads, lasses and MBs, welcome back to the Breaking Bread podcast. That is Travis, they are Richard, and I am Brad. And in today's pod, 2024 kicks off with a bang as we talk about what we would spend a full, cool melee on. But before that, DJ Trav, hit me with it because it's time for tangents at the start, boy.
Tangents at the start, tangents. Tangents at the start, tangents.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. So, Christmas has been and gone. New Year's been and gone. The episode with Ty. Banger. Thanks for everyone that watched. Been and gone. 2024 kicks off. What have we all been up to over the Crimbo and New Year period, peeps? How was your time? What did we get up to? Who did we spend it with? What did we get? Tange away, my lovelies. Ricardo, you first.
We had Christmas, and
Yes, we did. Well done.
Christmas was great. We spent it with my partner's godfather and his family, and I didn't have to cook Christmas dinner the first time in years, and it was so good. I got to have turkey because nobody in my house will eat turkey. I got some mead, and I got a kilt and a top to go with it. A proper Scottish kilt. It's gorgeous.
My Christmas was alright. 1 second. I forgot to grab these. I've got a desk now, so yay! My camera's still. 1 second.
Beautiful bed.
Oh, I nearly tripped over my chair. I won't show you everything I got for Christmas, but I'll show you two things just because they're going in my fabled Aardman collection for anyone that knows who I am. So I thought it'd be good to show them on the pod so people could see the new editions. So we've got Chicken Run, Dawn of the Nugget, the new film. Seen it, review out on my channel. Travis Cox, please go watch it. The official storybook of the film. And then got this cool little mug, Feathers McGraw on it. He's got scissors there, controlling the wrong trousers. What's he doing in that one? Oh, he's just holding his tummy, apparently. And then he's got a firearm in that one. Oh, he's actually pointing it at me. So yeah, and then he's got his little burlap sack with his stolen diamond in it. So I don't know. Anyone that knows me knows I've got a massive collection. So, but Christmas episode, we discovered a food, we slandered the food. I have tried the food and saved it exclusively for the POS. The POS apparently. Well, the pod POS. The podcast posse. I have saved a review of bread sauce. I've tried it after we slated it in the last episode. And as the famous meme goes, I mean, it's alright. It was warm, but it did just taste like mushy Weetabix where like all the water's absorbed and it's just like, not water, all the milk's absorbed and it's like just really mushy and yeah. Goes nice with the turkey. But it just kind of tasted a bit gritty with a bit of like salt and pepper taste to it, really. It's not the worst thing I've ever eaten, but yeah, it's not something I'd choose to put on my Christmas dinner. But it was there, I gave it a shot, I tried it. Probably about a 5 out of 10 to be fair, because I don't know whether I like it or I hate it more, if I'm honest. So, there you go. Go on, Bradley, how was your Christmas?
Yeah, but it's quite depressing and lonely. I don't want to keep being the morbid sad one and all that shit, you know, haha, aesthetic. Yeah, it wasn't great. No presents to open, no Christmas dinner, nowhere to go. So I just stayed in my room, with me little boy, with Rex, and, I can't remember what I did. What did I do? Oh yeah, I watched the Doctor Who Christmas special, played a bit of Among Us, didn't have any booze, so I couldn't drink the sadness away, so, yeah, it's not really that's how my Crimbo was.
You went
Um,
viral on TikTok though, so
I didn't go viral.
don't know. 28,000 on one video is kind of viral.
That's embarrassing. On the plus side, don't want to spend too much time on this, but for those of you who don't know, back in April, at a wrestling event, I did an ouchie to my arm, which forced me to retire from the ring. I broke the bone in my upper arm called the humerus, which is ironic because, yeah. And with that, of course, suffered severe nerve damage due to said injury. I can now reveal as of today that I have now officially got full range in my hand and my arm. So yeah, that's good. So I'm good to go with that. So that's nice. It was a long process, and I'm just very good. I can use my hand and have full range with it again. So that's that really.
I like how your middle finger's the only one that stands like this. Just
Yeah,
makes
I
it
don't know
makes
what
it
that's
easier
about. Like,
to fire it at people. You know what, right? You know what you can do with that middle finger that's a bit more raised up? You could probably, before your hand even gets hold of your phone entirely, press that little follow button on all the social medias, you know, at Breaking Brad Pod, on Facebook, on Twitter. No, I always say that, and we're not on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube, and on Spotify. If you're on YouTube, hit the notification bell so you know when videos are coming out, and the like button. If you're on Spotify, hit the notification video so you know when the podcasts are coming out. Hit the follow and give us a 5-star review.
and with that, let's get into the subject of today's pod, where we would talk about how we would spend a nice, cool £1,000,000. Let's get it.
Right, before we actually start about what you'd spend the money on, what would be your initial reaction if you wake up in this hypothetical scenario where for some reason your bank hasn't rung you and told you that you've probably been given someone's money by accident or to confirm it's your account and you don't get taxed. So when you look in there, there's literally 1 and 6 zeros. What you doing when you wake up and see that, Richard?
Panic. Fear. Panic. What do you do? What do you do apart from think, oh no, they're going to come and find me? And then it calms down eventually, and you realise, that amount of money can't just disappear. So it must have gotten to you fine. Somebody doesn't not notice like £1,000,000 disappearing. You'd calm down eventually, because again, nobody misses. Nobody doesn't realise that £1,000,000 gone somewhere it shouldn't have. So eventually you just, I suppose, chill and start spending it. If they're going to come for you, you might as well have some nice things that you can argue about. I don't endorse doing that if the taxman watches.
I don't know. Like, I'd be expecting a phone call, but if it's never gonna come, then I'm definitely gonna look at my bank. My heart's probably gonna be racing at 100 miles per hour, and I'm gonna be like, "Oh, is this a mistake?" For the first day, I probably wouldn't even spend any of it, just on the worry that I might like get arrested or something. Seeing it there, I would definitely ring a few people up and go, "Oh my god, you'll never guess what happened to me." And then I'd probably do a little dance around my room, being like, "Oh my god, my possibilities are pretty much endless, and I could invest in something now. Like my life could be made." Because if you think about it, like £1,000,000 lasts like an average of like 11 years if you spend it wisely enough. Again, like I said, I couldn't really spend anything on the first day just in case of the fear of getting in some sort of legal trouble, but I would definitely be buzzing about it 100%.
I would, like you guys, I'd freak the fuck out. My anxiety would be through the roof. My heart would be going at a 1,000,000 miles per hour. But to echo what you said, I'd probably end up doing a little dance, doing a little dancey dance. And then be like, right, Amazon, look on my Amazon wish list and be like, getting you, getting you, getting you. But yeah, I'd probably just be freaking out for like the first day or so. I probably wouldn't touch it, I wouldn't spend it. I'd probably ring my bank and be like, hi, don't want to rattle myself here, and please don't take it away if it's not supposed to be there, PLZ. But I've got a cool million in my bank now. Is that mine? Can I? Cha-ching, cha-ching, dollar, dollar.
I mean, I think in the position that we're in right now, surely one of the first things you'd do, Bradley, maybe, is buy a proper studio and maybe an editor that can do better than me and take my hands off editing the podcast and get like a proper setup for the podcast, maybe.
Yeah, that's a shout, to be fair. That's absolutely one of the first things I'd do, other than, of course, buying myself a house. I'd definitely put some investment into this. Get a proper studio together for all of us, because I really want this thing to go far. I don't want this to be just a cool little fun project that we do for a few months or a year or two and just forget about it. I'm truly into this, and I want to make it work, and I want to make something out of it. So I would definitely invest in this podcast. I don't know about the editor thing, because I think you do a perfect job, obviously. I don't know, I probably would invest in an editor, to be honest, actually, because I'd shorten your workload. I feel like you do too much already, which I'm very much appreciative of.
It means we'd actually have someone to put, which I know, like we say, follow the social medias, and we don't post a lot, but guys, it's a busy life. I've got to go to work. This isn't my full-time job. If it was, I'd be able to pump out all the social media graphics. I'd be able to shorten little clips on highly edited little clips on TikTok and that of the podcast to get more people watching. But right now, I'm not in the place to do that. So I think having like an editor or something to do that would be good, because it means that I just have to turn up and just do the pod with you. I think that's what would benefit from this imaginary 1 milli.
Yeah, we can hear you, Richard, totally. Don't worry, you're not muted.
I was trying to say that Travis should get paid and he could make it his full-time job if that's what he wanted to do, because then he'd have a media job.
That's exactly kind of what I'm
Thank
getting.
you for muting me, Travis, while I'm trying to support you.
If the opportunity arose and Travis actually wanted to take it on, of course, there'd be a situation where, yeah, Trav, here's a bit of dosh for you doing your bit.
I'll do that. That sounds like a good compromise, to be fair. You said about getting a house. I imagine everybody will probably want a house from this million. I know I would. What kind of a house would you want, Bradley? Because, if you have a million, you could get, a big, fancy suite or something. But do you want that, or do you want something a bit more chill?
I'd have something more modern, more chill. Not some big, ridiculous friggin' thing. Maybe not a studio apartment per se, but a nice big spacious place. And a nice big garden, a couple of rooms so people can come over. I'd have it somewhere nice and remote. Not where I am now, or not necessarily where we're from. Maybe somewhere preferably close near Lauren, where Lauren is, of course, because she's so close for her to work. And so she can see a mum and that. It wouldn't be some ridiculous, massive complex. I think maybe a farm. I think I wouldn't have a farm, but maybe have a cute little paddock, a few pigs or something, goat, sheep, I don't know, horse, just a nice little tranquil, quaint little area. What are you laughing at, Trav?
Says not a farm and starts listing off old McDonald's restaurant items. Old McBradley had a farm, couple of cows and pigs, also a horse and a few chickens, maybe a sheep in there.
Good
Hey,
one, bro.
don't fucking steal that. That's trademark now. All you out there watching. I know how copyright works. Kinda. So you don't want a mansion, but you want
no.
just like a quaint house.
Yeah, a nice
on
bit
a
of land.
hillside kind of thing.
Yeah, cottage type place maybe.
Richard, would you buy a gaff?
Oh yeah, absolutely. My gaff had come with several acres of land though, and I'm going to spend ages talking about that later. But suffice to say, very big house, because I want enough space for everybody, and I like people coming to stay, and I like cooking for them, and it's so far away where I am from all of you.
Would you have multiple floors, or?
Well, yeah, we'd have to put enough floors between us and the kids, so we didn't wake them up. I'd have a good 4 or 5 floors. If you've got the money, you might as well do it. Plus, you can soundproof the whole thing. So they're not going to hear it. You've got the money. Make it a really nice place, and then the kids can have a whole floor. What does it matter? But you've
Yeah,
got that much.
you two would definitely need sound.
I was going to say we definitely need the extra space for Parker's medical kit, but sure.
Hi, Tash.
I think for me, my house would have to be like regular house, kind of 2 floors vibe, maybe. I'm not saying I want a mansion, but I'd want it to be quite like wide in length. So, sorry, that fucking immature me. Anyway, right? No, hot
Your house
dog.
to be girthy.
It has to be hot dog dick size, yeah. So anyway, it's been cut out of every single podcast till now. It's staying in this time. I'm determined.
How many episodes are people going to go back and look for a reference that isn't there?
So my house would have to be fairly long because I'd want the bottom floor to have like a few rooms. Like the things that I'd want to have the most from like my dream house would be a decent kitchen because I like to cook. I wouldn't hire like a private chef or something because I like actually doing it myself. So I'd have to have a big kitchen. I'd have to have a fairly fancy bathroom because I think, you know, if you're living in a fancy house, you've got to have like a nice bath to go in or something like that. I mean, we could chuck a swimming pool in there. I don't see why not. We've got the funds for it. It would also really have to have like a studio room for me personally to kind of have a bit more of like where I can display my Aardman collection and have all these different shelves with collectible shit on and, you know, proper foamed soundproofed walls and have my mic and my desk set up and stuff. That'd be like my dream room just in a house in general, really, not even if I had the money, but I think they're the 4 things that I'd invest in: the studio room, the swimming pool, fancy bathroom, and a decent sized kitchen. But then I'd want like, you know, your living room, your chill living room, maybe like a guest suite kind of thing, like a dartboard, a pool board. You'd have your like sessions in there, so like a little bar, you know, TVs, consoles, speakers. If you're just one of those that likes to have like fancy lights on and music and just have a chat, you know, it's a bit like a cinema room that also has games in it, that also has a bar in it, like that kind of vibe. It's just like gathering room really, where you can all just kind of chill and stuff. And then obviously in the upstairs you've got to have a master bedroom, a guest room or two, again, just like what you said, Richard, like a couple of guest rooms, so that like if we all didn't get the million, but one of us did, you know, and it was me in the situation, I'd be able to go, oh, you're coming to the Trav's Palace tonight for a sesh, and then be like, oh, well, you've got your own double bed and everything up there, so off you pop. Oh, Richard, you can bring your missus because she can stay there as well because the bed's big enough. Oh, Bradley, you can bring Lauren because there's another room with a double bed in it that's big enough. Then, you know, job's a good one. Sorted. Would you give any to your family?
If they asked, I suppose I would, but I wouldn't outright. It sounds so like I would, of course, but they need to ask first because I don't know. I know they fucking would want some, and so would I, to be fair. But like, don't ask, don't get. That's how I was raised. I give a bit to Andrew, and then he can open a fucking savings account and put a bit of money in there for Mackenzie. I'm not fucking doing that. It's not my kid. It's just my nephew. Fuck all.
Andrew is Bradley's brother, for anyone that doesn't know.
I'd probably pay off any debts that my mum has or my aunt Andrew had. Again, Andrew can do that. If he wants some money, he can have some, and he can pay off his own debts. No, she can.
Bradley!
Keep that in.
I'll just let you have your own family feud on the podcast. I'll keep it in. How much each were you giving your mum and Andrew?
100k? That'd be alright for them to get a house, invest in whatever. Give a bit, open a little service thing for Mackenzie with Andrew, and then again pay off any debts with my mum and whatever. Pay off any debts that I have. I wouldn't imagine I would do, because luckily so far in life I've been alright. I've never managed to, at the age of 26, surprise, surprise, I've never been stupid enough to get myself into that situation. I'm sure it will eventually happen because the UK system sucks ass and it eventually fucking screws you over and puts it, you know, but we don't need to get into that. It's a future pod.
Let's talk politics.
Maybe invest in small business, possibly go into business and open my own wrestling company.
I also forgot to say that I'd love a little, like, what do you call them? Garage with a wrestling ring in.
Yeah, I'd open like a
'Cause
little, if it was not a wrestling company, like a little wrestling school, holidays and stuff, and then, you know, just let it trickle away until my inevitable death in my late 50s due to heart failure because of my terrible diet.
You're going to invest in a wrestling business. Is that in
Yeah.
hopes of that money will come back in so you don't run out of money, or what?
Yeah, of course, that's how business works, isn't it? You know, you put a bit of investment into something to hopefully get some out of it. Of course, you're going to lose more than you gain somehow. But if all goes well, and of course you've got a good team around you, which I hope to, hopefully would have if that had happened. Not that it would. A man can dream. But yeah, of course, with any business, you know, you want to put a bit of money into and a bit of investment into, you know, you hope to get a little bit out of it. So yeah. But yeah, no, always invest, and always treat the people that you hold dear to you, you know. The importance of life, it's not how you live it, it's who you live it with. You know, you're here for a short time, not a long time, unfortunately.
I'd like to when you sort of touched on the fact that you have a farm, kind of a little similar, except think huge scale. I wouldn't. This is going to sound really shitty. I probably wouldn't give any of it to anybody I know because I wouldn't have any left by the time I was done. The whole idea, I'd want somewhere like completely off grid that we could just sort of live on our own. But with that kind of money, you could build a few like small houses on the premises. So like just a little, I guess like a gated community, just somewhere to ourselves. You know, we can get solar panels installed on everything, or try to. They are quite expensive, but we'll figure it out. You know, £1,000,000. I think they're like what 50k to fit on a house, on like a big house. Like I say, a couple of acres of land, keep a shit ton of animals, grow everything, have a nice, simpler life away from everything because everything in towns and cities is hell.
You mentioned before we started the pod, Richard, about like a bunker or something that you wanted to build. I can't remember what it was, but
It's a sesh basement, I suppose. Soundproofed basement with all of the entertainment comforts. I'm thinking like, you know, overly large leather couches, TVs, game consoles, some decent speakers, and because I'm rich, both Spotify Premium and YouTube Premium. That's really the dream, isn't it? Being able to not have ads on anything you listen to. And, you know, a fully stocked bar, completely soundproof. Oh, and a cleaning service. A well-paid cleaning service. But yeah, just somewhere nice for everybody to come and hang out. And with the kids being able to sort of have their own floor, you know, you could completely kit it out. Real bedrooms, like huge bedrooms, and like with Savannah, we've got like an under the sea theme going on where we've got like blue and like sea creatures and stuff all over the walls, and we've got like mesh on the roof and like starfish and stuff in there, and big nets with giant octopuses, like all stuffed animals and stuff. And being able to do like half a floor like that for them and have different themes for things they like. It'd be really nice to give them that experience.
I'd give some to my dad, some to my partner, some to both of my sisters because they've got kids that are my nieces and my nephews, so they need to benefit from it somehow. One thing that no one's mentioned is I would get a car, but I would get a car on the that was a proper Yorkshire. Get a car. I'd get a car on the pretense that I would have a private driving tutor that I could then learn to drive from so I can actually use the car. I'd get a Mini. I'd get a Mini Cooper though, because some people think they look lame. I think they're cool, man. I think it's a cool little car. What else? What else? This is the thing, like, what else would you actually spend the money on? Invest in cryptocurrency, because we know how well that goes. No, I
Yeah,
wouldn't.
absolutely. Let's all get NFTs.
The Breaking Brad NFT coming
Oh my god.
2025. Right, one thing that I would definitely track down, or at least try and convince someone to give me, is just some actual plasticine models of the Chicken Run characters, right? I think that is something I'm allowed to be greedy about. I want to bring up Nick Park and say, listen, mate, you don't understand. I need this in my life. My life will be complete having those actual models there. And don't tell me you ain't got any spare, because you make hundreds per film. So just give me, like, one of the main cast and we'll be fine. The only thing I can think of that I've missed out really is I wouldn't mind having a roller coaster in my back garden, maybe.
That's so much
You know,
maintenance. I'd invest in a theme park, maybe.
I would bring back a little throwback to a podcast me and Bradley used to do, the GAA podcast. I would actually ring up Bristol Council and say, oi mate, I know Ardman's around that block, so how about we make the Aardman Animations theme park?
Oh, yeah, I remember
Let's
that.
do it.
Animation Land. Yeah, I remember that.
Yes, Aardman Animations Land. Let's make it. Bloody Rocky the Rooster, roller coaster, you know, little kids area where it's got like life-size scale Timmy Time play school. Shit like that, right? Let's
Golden
make
Sheep
it.
Dodgers.
Aardman, Matt Aardman, if you're out there and you're watching, I've got a lot of good ideas that I can present to you.
Wait,
Please email me.
wait.
No, me. No, again, me.
What
I've got
is
a load
that?
of
What
ideas, back catalogue.
See, we've just
I've
seen the
got
real
backlog.
Travis there, folks.
With the help of Bristol Council and Aardman Animations, can make Aardman Animations Land a real thing. So please,
When you're
Aardman.
wasting them on a live podcast and telling them to the world. So,
Listen,
Go and file the
I've,
copyright.
I've got the copyright, I've got the patent. If you want to get in contact with me, Aardman, take a bit of your money, and we can work together, and I can have a lot of stakes in this. But thank you.
Open a food shop, you've got all the land. Like, focus, invest in the land, turn it into a proper farmland, sell the surplus. It makes enough to get by.
shout out like Clarkson's Farm.
Yeah, shout out Clarkson's Farm.
Genuinely, if you've not watched it, like, it's really good. It's
Yeah,
good.
shout out Jeremy Clarkson, who's definitely not a complete.
Oh, is it that Clarkson?
Oh, for fuck's sake, here we go.
Oh,
Thank you. And with that, thank you all so much for tuning into the Breaking Brad pod, another hectic one. But yeah, comment down below and let us know what you would waste a nice cool millie on. Welcome back to the Breaking Brad pod. 2024 is going to be a good one. And yeah, here we go. It's going to be a wild ride, so sit back, relax, and enjoy it. That was Trav. They were Richard. I was Brad. We'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye. Bye now.